Alright, so no introductions or outroductions today, but if you feel like it, like I always do say in almost every single one of my videos since 2024, like, share, comment, and if you really truly care about this actual channel content, hit the bell notification and subscribe as always. Anyways, I know it's like 12 days old, so it's literally a good 2 week old. It's probably completely fucking irrelevant at this point in time, but I still want to do a full video on this because I feel like we need a little bit of transparency and accountability for what this girl did. You know, she's like a baby compared to me. She's like 24 years old. She's barely going to be 25 in June or July is her birthday. So she's like 11 or 11 and a half years older than mine. Younger than mine. So I'm an old man compared to her. I'm in my mid-late 30s now. Anyways, this chick, the one that sounds like some Robin Williams, Adam Sandler freaking name, Baebadoobe. I think her real name is Fon Shuang something. No offense to anyone that's a Filipino person, because if you've been on my channel a very, very long ass time for the past 14, 15 years, you know for a fact that I live out here in Vegas, so it's a massive, huge, like, Filipino, Hawaiian freaking community that's out in the city, obviously. So I have a lot of respect for Filipino people out there. Well, half of them I know personally, like the sweetest, awesomest, coolest people in the freaking universe, man. And in a way, they're kind of like the long distance cousins that I never knew that I would have. Because a lot of my IRL cousins on my old man side, my pop side, like a lot of them when they were born and raised upstate New York, like I was. So like, a lot of them either moved to Jersey, Connecticut. I think a lot of them either took out to Florida, Arizona, and freaking Texas. And even one I think moved out to Cali, but I fortunately, never got to get in contact with them again. But they were like the best friends I ever had. Like 6-year-old me to 13-year-old me, it was like the closest things I had to having friends. Because anyone outside my family, I didn't have people that were my friends. As messed up as that shit is. But I'm not here to talk about my experiences or my life story. Here to talk about this chick. She says, I'm just tired of feeling like a punchbag, Baebadoobe. Address this misunderstanding for video artists who can't answer the means. I already read a little bit of this in my last video, so links to description box down below, or you can check the annotation iCard if you want to check out that video. I think it was a reaction video I did to it, or no, it was me talking about that dude that did the real fucked up ass shit, real nasty fucked up thing that he did in Japan when he was throwing these ice snowballs at this Asian Japanese word. That was the last one I did. It was last week. Anyways, let's read a tiny bit of this. It says, I'll do the reaction. If you want to look at the reaction review part for it, I'll leave the links to the duration. If you want to, links to the description. Always read the freaking description. Don't be lazy little pieces of crap, guys. I'm just saying. No offense. My older subscribers, you know to read the description. My newer people that are here for the first time, read the description. Try not to be your damnedest to be lazy. You know, reading for some people is almost impossible nowadays, but it's possible. Just saying. Oh, and by the way, I finally got my fucking haircut. Jesus, that shit was annoying the hell out of me, because you don't know, it's a big pain in the ass for me to like get like actual sleep right before I have to go to work. When my hair is super long and wavy and bouncy and shit, it is a huge pain in the dick. A pain in the balls even. Kicking the nuts. When I try to go to sleep, I only get like 2-3 hours of sleep instead of a good 6-7 hours of sleep like I really want. Anyways, so yeah, video claim Baebadoobe lacks the talent song for singing while rapper NBA Youngboy possesses it. I didn't get to read all this. Spying into the memes that compared her singing style with a rapper in a fictional opera performance, she has said in a TikTok video February 22nd, I know it's like 12, 13 days old, I don't care. I still wanted to hear her side of the story, even though I swear, imagine a whole politicized, believe all women are angels, all women are innocent, you know, like treat them like queens and all that shit. No. Some of them do a lot of effed up ass crap, a bunch of effed up shit. Just same thing that men do. The only difference is in the society, especially with living on more like the whole liberal sides of states, and I'm not trying to get into politics, but you live way more in a liberal ass state. A lot of women are the one that have power and control over what people end up living at, fortunately. Well, if you're living in the other states, the red states, whatever, it's mainly the strong, old school, traditional guy, the man that should be like having the last word when it comes to stuff like relationships and all that. But I get into politics, I swear. I ain't trying to get into freaking, what's it called, relationship advice. I'm not trying to be red pilled or freaking, like Gen Z calls it, like alpha beta male or something, sigma. I don't know. So we're going to see what she says, and I'll see you in a second. I'm going to watch some Twitter X. Okay, so here's the 5-minute video. This is the reaction review segment we want. If I got to pause for parency, transparency, and give my thoughts, views, opinions, speculations on it early, instead of just going into a whole ramble, extra thoughts, views, opinions, speculations on it, I'll do one again. Link to the full video below. See what this singer has to say, even though I'm not going to give a fucking shit what she says, honestly. Because she opened for freaking Taylor Swift. If you know, you've been on this conspiracy theory, like tinfoil hat sort of like journey like I've been for the past 15, 16 years. Like, you know who Taylor Swift fucking works for. And you know she doesn't give a fucking shit about none of her fans at all. If you think she does, I'm sorry if you're a Swiftie out there, if you love her. And it's funny because this comes from somebody back 2005 to 08 was still a brainwashed idiot, sheeple, retard motherfucker that, you know, believed in a certain system. Which, even back then, I didn't really believe everything that politics had. That was, to me, no offense to Caucasians, but I gotta say it, it just felt like a white people and a little bit of a black people sort of game. It was like, is there the one that many Latinos or Mexicanos dudes that were like out there in politics? I think maybe if I would have lived in the world in the 90s and 2000s, when that was more of a thing. Besides just in the West Coast, Southwest areas where there's a lot more predominantly Hispanics, Latinos that are born and raised out there and have more of a freedom to actually do the jobs that they wanted, the goals and achievements they wanted to do, like, I don't know, anything, pretty much. Not just the stereotype jobs of being a maid or being a freaking hotel person or being a fucking, what's it called, construction worker or freaking fry cook or any of that shit, or just a fucking swap meet fool or any of that shit in a sweatshop. No. Actual jobs that you can live off of for the rest of your life. You know? Not just for like California over here, Nevada, whatever you call it, Arizona, New Mexico, or Texas, or even Colorado and Florida. It could be more states. And the time I'm like 60, 65 years old, I'm still alive, and that's when, yeah, more Latinos and Hispanics will be way more predominantly everywhere. They're not just going to be in the West Coast, Southwest parts of America anymore. And then a small little bit from New York, New Jersey, being a lot of Cubans and Puerto Ricans in that area. Well, anyways, I think Pennsylvania too, I guess Philly too, why not? Until then, we'll probably just be as big as African Americans are and Caucasian white people are when it comes to the United States. I would love to see that one day. You know, I'm probably going to be in a fucking wheelchair by that point. Anyways, let's see what she had to say. I'm sorry I had to get off my ramble shit here.
I'm gonna try to explain this as clearly as possible in the maturest way possible, in hopes that you guys understand, even though you probably won't. I'm gonna use school as an example. I don't know why, but okay. So you're at school, and there's this one dude that just keeps prodding you with a stick, and is saying a joke, and it's funny. I'm like, okay, fair enough, funny. And then it happens a couple more times, and he's like prodding you, and I'm like, okay, this is getting kind of annoying, but it's still funny. It's still funny.
I thought she said potting you. Like what, Harry Pottering you or something? I'm not trying to be generic stereotype because every British person likes fucking Harry Potter. As somebody that grew up with a lot of the freaking movies and the video games for everybody, like, bro, that shit was just kiss. It was beautiful. I love the frick out of those goddamn freaking games, dude. I mean, the books, I never read any of the books. I never will read any of the books because that shit will bore the living shart out of me. That would mind none the fuck out of me if I read all those thick ass fucking dictionary books. I don't know how kids in the 90s, 2000s did it. You know, reading books like that. And I'm saying, no, it's bad to read a book. But books that big and they're gonna absolutely put me to sleep like that? Like, nah. I can't. I mean, they're probably fascinating, interesting types of books. Is this, especially when I was growing up in a Christian household, I wasn't really allowed to learn about spells or magic or incantation or witches and wizards and all that. There was no way in hell I was going to be able to read those books even if I wanted to do it. I mean, the only way I was going to do it is if I was going to read them like at like a public library or at my school when I was up. There's no way my mom and dad would have wanted that shit in their house. There's no fucking way. Like, maybe with the movies it would have been okay, because, you know, just watching stuff is a fantasy thing. But other than that, I don't know who. That would have been a big, massive no-no in my old parents' house back then. So let's move on.
And then it gets to a point where it literally just involves your entire life because it's constantly being shoved into your face.
Like, second time, just make sure I got enough time to like thoughts, using and speculations after this, because I'm gonna be finished afterwards. Keep moving. Come on.
Dude, it was funny, but now it's pissing me off. Like, this is rude. This is rude. It's hurting my feelings. And so you get angry, which is very valid. Got angry, and in B nature, in the same way I did that meme TikTok where I'm like, and I stalked your profiles, you're fucking ugly. I did that because it frustrated me. But the one thing that I failed to...
Yeah, but the thing is, she should have never done it in a real hateful, fucked up, spiteful, very vengeful. Because when I saw that video on my own personal time, I didn't react to it. I watched a couple other people do reactions to it and give their thoughts and opinions transparent to use their own worldview about it, their hot take opinion button issues on it. I seen some people that were like really, really unhinged. They were livid. They were pissed the hell off. Like they wanted to break every goddamn fucking wall. To the point where they're probably gonna go to prison to say what their opinions were. And by the way, I heard this news article. I think it was like, I don't know if it was in January or February. They said, and anybody, you guys that live out in Germany, you guys can maybe clarify this for me if you want. I don't know, it's the whole misinformation, disinformation bullshit. So I really don't believe in the misinfo shit. That's, to my personal opinion, that's like a government psyop thing that they want you to buy into, just like with capitalism and politics and all this other shit that's fucking not even real things. As fake as how it is with anime and video games. But at least with that, it's fun, exciting, and it's a wonderful world to, like, you know, fucking get your ass lost into. You know, I didn't believe in escapism before, but now I'm starting to, like, change my worldviews on that shit. But yeah, I heard that Germany, that said that if you do any wrong thing over there, if you say any cyberbullying messed up bullshit over there, you could get arrested in whatever like country that you're in. Like, is that real or is that fake? Because that shit sounds very, very George Orwell 1984. Just like last year, the year before, I think in London, the UK, they were trying to like arrest people on the internet that had hate speech, quote unquote hate speech. That worries the fuck out of me. By the time 2030 gets here, so this is the reason in 2027 I'm not going to be doing YouTube videos anymore. I'm 100%, unless a Smash Bros. Game comes out in 2027, or this anime comes out, or if, even crazier, like if, I don't know, some crazy monumental technology comes out where it's going to be completely revolutionary, like the craziest mind-blowing shit, which I highly doubt is going to happen during my lifetime. It might. Maybe I'm a 70, 80, 90-year-old man if I'm still alive, or I might be dead by then, or how the Gen Z would like to call it, and YouTubers actually do this for a full-time living, get unalived, but by old age. God willing, Hashem Yahshua willing, I get to die or unalive by old age. Just being an old man. And your heart just stops, and that'd be great. I was an 89-year-old man, that happens. I tried to live the best life that I could, you know? But, yeah. That's some scary stuff that the UK was doing, bro. Oh, yeah, like I was saying, there's some crazy super advanced technology where you could just put your mind and your soul into a machine, a computer, and that ends up being anything. Maybe I'll react to it, come back a little bit if that happens in 2027, which I doubt. I don't even know if that type of technology could actually work. I would not want to be a part of none of that freaking shit. Because at that point, I'll probably end up living like, if any of you guys ever saw the Bruce Willis movie Surrogates in 2011, it was like a sci-fi movie where, sad because Bruce Willis will happen in the full months. I'm real sad. I think he had like a bad Alzheimer's dementia disease, but it was like another condition that he got. I don't know what it was because I'm not a doctor or a brain surgeon, so I don't know what the hell it's called. But I know if I could Google or DuckDuckGo, I'll probably be able to find it, but I'm too lazy to do that. I think he got some sort of fucking condition where he wasn't able to memorize his lines anymore, so he couldn't do movies anymore, which sucked. I think it was like 2021, 2022, or maybe early 2023. I think that was like the last final movie he was doing, and then that's it. He had 100% retired. When the dude's probably super rich as hell, so he's good for the rest of his life. As long as the same thing doesn't happen to what happened to the Gene Hackman dude. Because I remember I don't really watch the Oscar shit that much. I decided to binge watch it anyways, even though I hate watching that shit because it's annoying as shit. I only watch it only one or two reasons. Those weird, scary Satanist, Knights Templar, Mason, Illuminati symbol shit that's in there, which usually is 9 times out of 10.
Kind of put across in that video, despite me saying that I didn't.
But even though there's a lot of, not satanic symbols, well, it kind of is. A lot of like esoteric secret society symbolism that's in there. And then they could probably talk about it on Twitter for a little bit with you guys. Or it's either that. And it's funny because they had to do Conan O'Brien in there. It's funny because when I was in the 90s, 2000s kid, that fool, he was like one of the only people that were like the nighttime talk show host dudes I used to like actually like watching the dude. He was a funny ass motherfucker, Conan O'Brien. Compared to the other ones that came after him, like the dude that's like fucking Steve Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel. Well, Jimmy Kimmel in the 90s, early 2000s for me, he was actually a funny fool. And then the second he got into the whole Hollywood shit, he started having friends there, and like he started going all this woke shit and all that. And not even because he craps on Trump all the time either. Like even before that, he started getting really like soft, or at least to say he pussyfooted around a lot of stuff after that. If he wanted to get in Hollywood's good graces, he pretty much had to. I don't think physically, because if he physically would have had to do it, he would have probably not be alive. Like he probably had to like. That's disgusting, but I had to say it. But mentally, like emotionally, he probably had to castrate himself, and probably pretty much like talk fucking right, goddamn. He had to pretty much like emasculate himself to like be accepted to Hollywood and be a bitch for the Hollywood like industry. Sad. That's funny because I know there's still some actors I still kind of sometimes watch for movies and stuff like that. I know a lot of them probably sold out their soul to the devil anyways, but you know that's something that they're gonna have to deal with for the rest of their life. Me, I won't have to deal with that, thank God. But for them, I don't know, bro. You know, they better temporarily, in my personal opinion, enjoy as much time as they can on this earth, because after that, I'm not trying to get religion here, but they highly doubt most of them are going to make it to heaven anyways. A lot of them are unfortunately going to, my favorite actors even, they're probably not going to make it to heaven. A lot of them are going to be in a very bad, evil, fiery place for the rest of their fucking life. Sad. Anyways, and back to this. Let's hear what this chick still got to say. If I agree with her,
To kind of put
I got to be the fucking old man boomer takes
across in that video, despite me saying that I didn't really care about those videos. It was the comments and it was the constant spamming. Was that it shed light to a load of other things in my life that have really, truly affected my mental health. When you get incels rushing to your comment section and you get a flood of comments of the same thing, a load of other comments start to surface. Like if you're on the internet and you start going viral, a lot of people will be onto your shit naturally, and it's something that I have struggled with and have tried to come to terms with. That's just the inevitability of being like around, I guess. And I guess my initial reaction is just to take the piss. I'm just like, I get more girls than you. Do you know what I mean? Like it was a joke.
Yeah, see that right there, she should have never done that. And this is going to be, I know I'm not trying to wiggle my fingers, say, yeah, very, very extremely naughty, rude, disrespectful little Gen Zoomer. You need to respect your elders. I'm not trying to have an old man moment, but you kind of fucked up a little bit on there. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You really fucked up on that. I'm not calling her sweetheart because, I'm trying to spit game at her, or trying to, get in her pants and try to do one night stand and do a lot of, lustful Rule 34, OF fans shit to her. I'm not trying to do that. Alright, so all the third wave feminists, put your fucking goddamn pitchforks down and just listen to what the fuck I gotta say. Alright? Just shut the fuck up and let the man speak. And then for the ones, I'm not trying to cater to the manosphere, or the red pill fools, or the beta sigma fools, or any of those other motherfuckers out there either, because I'm telling you, like, go ahead and be abusive to women and slap them side of his head, hit them, kick them. Yeah, it's okay to do that to them and abuse them. Go domestic violence sort of thing. I can't censor myself into that much. I'm sorry. It's hard as hell for me to do that shit. So I don't get paid by YouTube anyway, so I could probably say those words anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if this video gets taken down, because it got age restricted, because I said the word violent, whatever. I don't fucking care. Anyways, this Google's not giving me enough paychecks, so I really don't give a crap. Anyways, yeah, that was her first mistake, man. She ended up, and I'm not offending, not trying to grandstand or be a men's right activist, MRA, say all men are freaking innocent. No fucking way. Just like how all women, they're humans. Men and women are fucking both humans. They're gonna make mistakes regardless of how perfectionate they try to be, especially somebody that's in the movie industry for the Hollywood shit, or they're on Netflix and all those other TV soap opera dramas, or fucking, what's it fucking called? They're on these shows about music, people that are music artists and are doing that stuff for being a Hollywood artist or a music artist industry person, like wants to get a Grammy award one day, and they're on the main stage like that. Like, to me, I have no freaking idea. I couldn't even do that. Speaking to over 6-7 billion people all over the fucking world, to like so many other people, and just being on that stage physically, like, if it was me, I'd crack, bro. I couldn't handle that shit, dude. I couldn't. And then having a security risk about maybe, somebody's gonna end up blowing shit up, or they can have a freaking a pew pew in the audience. Someone could sneak it in, even if they all got through the scans and nothing didn't go off, and security didn't check it the right way. I don't know. I couldn't handle that shit, bro. Hell freaking no. But for them, like, she should have been more properly trained if she was going to be out there as a mainstream media music artist, and have her talent agency people, or well, really, they're probably just the forces and the handlers of a lot of the satanic Freemason Illuminati crap that probably goes on. Like, I don't even want to fucking know what goes on in there, because probably a lot of Jeff Epstein shit that probably happens, or Diddy shit, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't be surprised that's what's going on. In fact, I heard last year there was a video that YouTube decided that it was on the Vivo YouTube. I think it was, I don't know who made it. I don't know if it was like the dude back in the day, if it was a Drake dude, or Kid Cudi, or Kendrick Lamar, or Kanye West. Before he started going by A, there was like an old music video that had all these super important people, from the movie people, the movie actors and actresses, directors, producers, all of the ones from Hollywood, and then like all the music artists, people that were famous, all the politicians that were real big, the comedians, the NFL, NBA, MLB, like for basketball, baseball, football, American football, not the one from the UK, or soccer. And then like all these very prominent, very super prestigious, super important ass people, like they were all in this one white bed. And one of them, I don't know if it was like an imitation dude of that guy that's, President of the United States, Trump. One of them looked like Donald Trump or whatever. And then I found out, hold on.
It's not that.
And then I found out, I think YouTube, I don't know if the YouTube algorithm took it away, or I guess Kanye West, he took it away. I think he was the one that did the video. And then they ended up getting like taken away from the YouTube algorithm, and now it's private. That right there shows there was a lot of extremely super fucked up evil shit that fucking controls this world. And I'm not trying to preach to the choir, and I'm not trying to be like, if you what's it called? Because even though granted I was raised as a Christian evangelical person, I never really lived like all the missions that God or Jesus is supposed to give you to have in this life. I never really cared that much about it, even though I should care. I should. Maybe I'm a 56-year-old man, I'll have a lot more clairvoyancy and understand that, wow, I should have did that when I was a 20, 30-year-old younger man. And just maybe in this point in my life, I just don't see it yet. Until I get older, maybe I'll have a better understanding of that shit. I don't know. Maybe when I completely break away from technology and movies and video games and sadly Pokemon even, like, and DBZ and Untitled, like, maybe I'll have a clear understanding of it, but until then, just, I don't see it. And if you want to have a personal relationship with Jesus, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, I want to go to the local church and get saved, that's all fine and dandy, but I mean, it's still not going to make you a perfect ass person, but you're going to make mistakes, bro. Along the way, you will make mistakes. But, like, if it was up to me, I'm telling you, I'm not your dad. I'm not your dad or older brother or sister or anything. I'm just a badass Puerto Rican, Mexican, Spaniard dude on the internet. That's all my ass is. But anyways, let's keep moving. But she should never rattle the cage of Reddit and 4chan, especially how toxic as fuck those motherfuckers are. And she got all the backlash that she did. She's just not a person, I guess, that, like, dabbles with a lot of negative bullshit on social media.
The deep. In the same way we're like, why is she deep singing? I'm like, this dude, same with you. Like, it's not that deep. The one thing that is deep is the comments that resurface and the comments that I started getting recently since I've been going more viral on this app from this same incel culture that this meme comes from, okay? And I'm sorry if I...
Honestly, I don't think there was really like an incel culture, because I remember there was like another old video from, like, granted I never really gave a shit about them, because I don't give a shit if they're left wing or right wing media. A lot of them at the end of the day, it's just about money. That's really all it is, money and materials and horseshit. But I'll say this, bro, like, there was a video on Vice News, which I stopped giving a fuck about them a long time, especially after the other hit piece they did in, like, I think it was like 2014 or 15, I don't remember what years, it was in the late 2010s. And they said, oh, like, every person in Japan that likes anime is a PDF file and a rapist, and, somebody that likes to play around with underage minors and little kids and children, if you know where I'm getting at with that. They really lost a shit ton. Absolute insurmountable shit ton of respect for me after they did that freaking article. They were dead to me after that. So I didn't give a fuck about them, whatever they were gonna fucking say after that shit. Like, it was done. It was a done deal. It was a nail in the coffin for me. I mean, plus I never gave a fuck about them that much before that. They were just a bunch of stupid ass fucking idiots, probably college kids that think that they were right about every single thing that they wrote as a freaking story article. Their heads are probably shoved up their ass. They probably can't even see. Gonna stick where the sun don't shine, as they say. So, incel culture, I don't know if that's even a real thing. It probably is. Luckily for me, since I actually did, luckily, and I'm trying to brag at how many, like, what was my body count, because I did get about a good 98 fucking female chicks. I was able to, in community college, ironically enough. I did get to date, and then a couple times I did get to do one night stand, and those other times, obviously, like, they didn't want it. They didn't want to do any old school hanky-panky, heebie-jeebies, dance in the bed, get in, get out sort of shit. You know what? Hey, that was fine. They're free to go. I wasn't going to force it on them, try to, be a creep and try to be like, oh, like, no, you got to give me fucking on the first day. Nah. I wasn't that type of crazy creeper type of dude. I'm not going to lie. After I left, I did get extremely fucking pissed off. But not to the point where I had to go to prison for it. Thank God. But yeah, the incel culture is fucking wild, though. I'm just glad the age of about, let's say not 19, I think it was like 20. Not even 19, I think it was like 20 or 21 was when I did the deed for the first time. I will never forget. Never forget the super cute ass freaking chick. I don't know if she was like Portuguese or Mexican, but man. That was like the best, greatest experience in the world I got to have. Even though she was a little bit shorter than I was, but She was super pretty, man. She had that real cute LA, thick Latina accent. She wasn't like a troll lot, like gang banging bitch or whatever, chick or whatever, but she was kind of like, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. She sounded like she was from the suburbs, but she kind of had that Latina accent. I'm not gonna say what her name was, but man, it was, oh man, the hanky panky ex, as my dude Just Kush always likes to call it, boom shakalaka time I had with her. That was nice, super nice. And luckily I didn't, you know, go too early either. If you catch my drift.
If it feels like I'm grouping like individuals, but yes, it's mostly men. Like, call me sexist, but I don't think a girl would be like, I was wanking off to that Baebadoobe video. Like, nah. Like, no, that's not cool. That makes me feel like shit. And, like, when I get a flood of these comments from this one, like, silly meme video that I have been commenting on. Okay, this is another thing. This is what's so funny to me, is if you go through this, like, the artist who can't sing, who can sing videos, I have commented on them. And this is the thing, like, I feel like my comments just get hidden, but you can go and check. I have commented being like, this is funny. Like, this is low-key funny to me. It was just...
I don't know what it is with her thing, like, and the whole sexist thing part, I don't know. I'm not sure if it really was a sexist thing or not. And then again, I gotta remember, yeah, this is like Gen Zers that's talking, and the way their brain works compared, not saying the millennials, my generation was like the best freaking smartest big brain galaxy brain as they like to call it, like smooth brain freaking generation in the world. Because just like how Gen Zers were, half of us, like not all of us, half of us, after that whole 2008 2009 like housing collapse happened, how's half of us, or almost, I don't know, 50-70% of the most, we weren't able to get our own house and live that American dream. That shit was just, that was, the door slammed on us for that shit. So in that sort of sense, I can see where Gen Zers are coming out. They're never going to be able to own their own house or own a really nice, fancy, expensive car, or like how their home living situation is. I can kind of sort of understand where they're coming from on that point. And compared to how it was with the old senior citizen viejitos, baby boomers, a lot of them are probably going to be, by the time I'm 56 years old, a lot of them are definitely going to be like gone, passed away at that point. And then the Gen Xers will be the boomers after that. And after they're gone, then our generation is going to be the old senior citizen boomers, the old senior, get off my lawn, kids, sort of millennial dudes. And then we were kind of like the first to be like the pioneers for like when it came to the whole social media shit, when it came to like smartphones being a thing for the first time, and like what's it called, podcasting started being a thing. And I'm not saying I'm the one that invents all that, because I was the one that invents all that. I'd be a super rich ass motherfucker. And the whole sexist thing, I don't know. Yeah, it could have been a sexist thing too. I don't know. However, younger Gen Z men, young, very super young men, their early mid late 20s that are Gen Zers right now. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe you could probably take offense to it if it was a sexist thing to you. For me, it was just a fucking joke. Honestly, it wasn't like a hardcore joke, but it was like a joke in bad taste, because she doesn't really understand like the culture of what trolling bullshit, fuck you over, sort of like cold, cynical culture that the internet can be. She was like, I feel like she was raised more like a sheltered sort of like. And this is not trying to like shit all over Filipino culture. A lot of them, I think they're either Catholics or maybe a few of them might be Buddhists. And there's probably a couple of them that are Christians too, obviously. But for the most part, a lot of the Filipinos that I've like come in contact with, most of them were either raised as Catholic or they didn't have no freaking religion at all. And especially the Filipino women, like, oh dude, I did have a really shitty ass experience. Like the first job I had, an office working job before I started doing hotel casino work for the rest of my life later on. Storytime, real quick. I'll get to it at the end of the video. Actually, no, I'll get to it now because I'll forget. When I was like working in this office job thing, I remember like the lady that was my boss was this dude. She was, oh my god. I mean, the first 3 or 4 days, or maybe the first week at least, she was real nice, sweet, and very sincere. She was like very, very uplifting me spiritually and emotionally. But after about a week or two, like maybe 2 weeks, like she was a fucking bitch, dude. She was a nasty, disgusting, goddamn fucking cunt. I prayed a bitch would have fucking unalived in a car accident. I hated that fucking cunt. Every fiber of my being, man. So I was like, after 2 years of working over there, I got the fuck out. I never wanted to see that bitch's face again. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's like the only time I think I ever had like a negative experience with a Filipino person, like ever. And other than that, most of the time, it's been mainly positive. So let's move on. It's almost
just
finished.
like the spamming, dude, and just like everyone from that community coming to my account and saying so much more weird as shit. And I'm sorry if I didn't like put that across in my rant video. But like also, okay, like I'm sorry if that affected you. I'm sorry if saying I got more girls than you affected you, but respectfully, I don't think that's sexism, because as a woman in the 21st century, I feel like I've experienced a lot of sexism, especially in the music industry, and I know what it feels like. I just am so tired. I'm so tired of...
I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I feel like a lot of women nowadays, especially when it comes to big predominant things for movies and music, I feel like they got a frick ton more power and authority, and like I feel like they got way more of a bigger voice compared to like how they were in I don't know, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and I guess maybe the 90s to a certain extent. I was like a 90s grade nice kid. Like most of the ones that have power and authority were a bunch of dudes. I'm not trying to make this about race, but mainly a lot of white dudes. Unfortunately. It's crazy shit, man. It really is. But I don't know. That's just me, the way I see it, so disagreed.
feeling like the punching bag constantly. It's horrible. It fucking sucks. And I have so much things to be excited about. I've got the Brits next week. I'm making the music I have always wanted to make. This is talked about enough. Like, I've seen so much of it, and I think it's just one thing where it's just a meme and a joke and it's funny. And then it becomes another thing when it's like constantly like everywhere on your comments and on your social media. And then it becomes another thing when it's like you somehow have managed to attract...
If you don't want to read all the comments, just do one solution. Block the comments. Put disable, like how they do on YouTube, and I don't know if they do that on Twitch, because Twitch is always live stream all the time, so I don't know how that works there. Just block everything and pretend the chat's not there. Just block all the freaking negative bullshit you're gonna get. And if any positive bull stuff comes out, just unblock that person, see if they said anything nice about you, and then you can start bullshitting and complaining. Oh, I'm tired of all the people like bullshitting and bullying me and being a punching bag. And then get the fuck off the internet. Simple as that. But nowadays, a lot of Gen Zers, especially Gen Zers, isn't that me trying to be a generalizing stereotype that every Gen Zer and even Gen Alpha, God forbid, that's going to be the generation that I end up being like the father to, or grandfather to. When Gen Alpha ends up being in their 20s and 30s, I'm going to be a very even older man. I'm going to be like between 45 to about 63 or 64 years old. Jesus, I'm going to be old as fuck, but whatever. Yeah, just block all the comments and wait until about maybe a year or two. Like, do a digital detox. Have you ever heard of that? I'm sure you probably have a whole bunch of talent agency people behind you. One of your managers can say, don't believe everything you see on the social media internet. You know? But the thing with Gen Z is they're so fucking shitted on with TikTok and Instagram, and I don't even know what they end up using Snapchat. Just that's like a part of their soul at this point. So I don't even know if there's even nearly no saving any of the Gen Zers. I'm not saying if I do have any Gen Zers that are my subscribers. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to generalize you saying you're all stupid and you're retards or dumb fucking buffoons, idiots. I know there's probably a couple of you guys. You have talents as you're very intelligent people. Who knows? It's just some of your generation doesn't understand what it means to actually have hard work and like responsibilities and you crack so much under pressure. Like, you think you all have ADHD, and you all think that virus is real, and you think that, oh, like, the climate, you know what is real, and all this other shit that's not even a real thing. It's a lie. It's a lie from the pits of my personal opinion. Not even just your government, but like people that control the powers that be. That's where all these lies come from. Don't believe none of it. Straight up. And I'll let her finish.
Attract the same group of people who are constantly sexualizing you and just being super, super disrespectful. It makes me uncomfortable. Like, all of that as a whole makes me uncomfortable. And you can't.
Well, if it's making you uncomfortable, then you gotta. And this is not me trying to be an old senior boomer or Gen Xer. It's like, you need to not dress like a freaking scanty slut and bitch and a whore. You know, a lot of girls, especially nowadays, use. I remember one, like, the late 90s, early mid late 2000s was coming around. Like, a lot of girls at that time, bro. Especially when the whole club stuff was real big at the time. Like, when stuff like when I was at my community college, when the whole Jersey Shore shit was real big, and everyone was going out to the club, and all these college kids dressing up like they're gonna do one night stands, and all these dudes with these big buff bodies and shit were doing all this pretty much NSFW shit on the dance floor. Like, I remember how crazy that shit was. I never really went that much to the club. I think I only ever went in my whole entire life. I think I went out to the club just one time. I think, and that was like, I wasn't even here in Vegas either. Trying to go to the clubs out here, it's kind of overrated. Plus, they're very, very expensive. Oh, you're just gonna get a couple drinks with this girl, and after that, you get a one night stand. You get in, you get out, and you go on your merrily way after that. You know, no strings attached type of shit. It's like, it is very pricey. Everything is overpriced as hell. Unless you're super rich, or if you're a typical old doctor or lawyer, or nowadays, maybe you're a social media like influencer, which I hate using the word the influencing thing, but or just the only way I could get Gen Zers to understand what they're saying. Unless you're my age and millennials who are watching me, you already know what's up. Um, Here's the thing. I think it was like, I don't know if it was in Texas, or it might have been like in California when I went to one of these clubs, and man, it was a lot of freaking bitches out there that were like super, super, almost completely naked out there. Not actually 100% naked, but you get what I'm saying. It was like in 2009, 2010 ish. I remember like, dude, like, I don't know if it was like around where Huntington Beach was at, or it was on, I think it was California somewhere. I think it was like, it wasn't Anaheim, Huntington Beach. I think it might have been in like East LA or so, not East LA. I don't remember what it was called. I think maybe the Santa Monica area or something. And there was like some club over there, and then like me and my two friends at the time when I was still hanging out, because they moved out a long time ago. I haven't seen them in like 18, 19 years ago, the last time I checked out with them. Probably got their own family and everything now. But at the time when all three of us were still single, we were trying to get some girls and all that shit. And this was at the time before the whole woke shit was a thing. Whole different atmosphere. It was a whole different time period. Social media was starting to get a little bit more extra popular at the time. Facebook, and like, this is right before I think Instagram came out 2 years later. This is the beginning when Tumblr came out. That, when Tiny Chat and other shit like Omegle and all that was still around. YouTube was just starting to get a lot more mainstream, along with stuff like Twitch started getting slowly but surely bigger. Steam started getting way more huge. A lot of stuff in 2009, 2010 started becoming the grassroots of what social media almost is today. Just crazy. And I remember like like there was like these three super pretty ass fucking chicks. And one was like real cute hot ass Asian girl, two other one was super pretty white girls, and like we were asking you to get it. No, it's cool after we take this picture. I think it was for Red Bull or Monster, one of those two. We were doing a promotion for that shit. Like, it might have been Red Bull because they were promoting vodka and shit there too. And even though granted I was, I think 20 years old or 21, so because I still don't remember. I don't know if it was 2009 or 2010. Because I remember when it was 2010, I was already legal for me to drink at 21, so it might have been 2010. I was like, oh, you guys want to try out this vodka and Red Bull? I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And then take out this picture. We ended up taking a picture together. This was when, like, the iPhone 2 was still a thing, or 3, I think. You know, it was a whole different world, man. It was, when technology was already kind of there, but wasn't there 100,000,000% like how it almost is in this day and age. It's crazy, man. I got lucky. I was gonna get the number, and the other friend that was with her, he got the number. But I think the third friend, he tried to get the other two girls' numbers, but fortunately, yeah, it didn't work for him. And it sucked too, because I don't know, it's because he was like a short, stubby, or fatter dude. And, I was still a chubby, fat fuck dude, but I was lucky. I still got the chick's number, and I hope it wasn't a fake number. But then the other dude that he got the number for, it was fake. But luckily for me, it was actually real, because we were only going to stay there for like, I think it was like 4 or 5 days or a week before he had to move back. Not move back, but before he had to come over here back to Vegas again and all that stuff. Back to normal life and all that shit, going to college. And I'll never forget it, bro. It was like, and I think this is like the first time I actually got a girl's number. Because when I was in middle school and high school, I didn't get no girls' numbers at all. I'm not gonna say I was a super like a loser type of dude. I'm not gonna say I was a geek nerd person either. I was more just, I don't know. I was kind of like not really confident like talking with females as much when I was in my high school era. It was just, I'm not gonna say they scared me. Just I didn't really have like a lot of like Gen Zers, how they say Riz. Oh, like you don't get the Riz to get with chicks and girls and bitches and all that. Like I don't know. This is just me personally. See the last little bit of stuff she's got to say.
Blame someone.
Oh wow.
Lashing out because
I did not know it was almost 1 hour. This is gonna be a long ass video.
They feel frustrated. Like, I will take the piss if you take the piss out of me. Like, it's a joke.
A joke. I hear that. Yes, thoughts, views, opinions, speculation. Not that much to say. I said almost everything I had to say, honestly. I don't know, maybe this girl, when she gets maybe 30, 40, 50 years old, she'll realize, I was a dumbass piece of fucking shit for being a dumbass little teeny bopper Gen Zer saying stuff that I should have never said. It's going to be on the internet forever. She doesn't know that shit's going to be on the internet forever, so fortunately she kind of screwed the pooch there. I don't know. One day, hopefully, when she looks back on this, she's like, man, why was I that dumb to like give an opinion on the internet like that? Most people were attacking me. Not all of them probably were attacking her either. They were probably like just joking around, trolling back with her. See, the second, you gotta have thick skin in the social media shit. You have to. You can't let the trolls get under your skin and then you get angry, because the second you get triggered or angry by any of these trolls from 4chan or Reddit or any other social media platforms that are out there, that's it. They've already won. You gotta troll back with them, act and pretend that it's not gonna get to you mentally and spiritually and emotionally. Fuck around with them back. That's how you gotta do it. Anyway, that's all I was there for. I'm out here. I'm outro. Peace on my SoundCloud. Let's see my flip side. And yeah, best of luck to this girl's career. I'll see you guys next time. Later.